going to talk about transitioning forward after you hit a third shot, drive, or drop. The biggest mistake that we see is that players are not sure when they should stop their feet as they're running forward. And so they're kind of anxious to get to the kitchen, and so maybe they don't even stop their feet at all because the goal is to get to the kitchen no matter what, right? And so that kind of leads to people not being stable and ready to return that next ball. So yes, the goal is to get to the kitchen line, but not at the sacrifice of your shot not being good as a result, right? You want to make sure you can do both. That's the ultimate goal, but in order to get there safely, you want to make sure that you're stopping your feet along the way, right? So if I hit a third, it's kind of in Clint's yellow zone, so it's not great, it's not horrible. I need to make sure that I stop my feet right before Clint makes contact with that next ball. Okay, the biggest mistake that we see is one, you don't stop at all because you're trying to get to the kitchen line, or two, you stop too late, right? Maybe you stop as Clint's making contact with the ball, which is just not enough time. So you want to make sure that you're stopping your feet right before Clint makes contact with that next ball. And, you know, maybe that means it takes you 3 drops before you get to the kitchen line. But at least you're able to get there safely, and you're not, you know, your drops are not taking a hit in the process, right? And that's okay if it takes 3-4 shots to get to the kitchen line. The fourths in pickleball are getting better and better every single year. The game is evolving, players are getting better. And so, whereas maybe a few years ago you could get to the kitchen line in 1 drop, now it's just highly unlikely because players are getting better, right? So I'm going to demonstrate with Clint. I'm going to hit a third shot that's kind of in his yellow zone. I'm going to try and not stopping my feet at all, see how that works. Yeah, so I'll hit it into your yellow zone, right? So obviously in that example, I had no chance of getting that next ball, especially because my drop was high. So it gave Clint just a really easy shot to kind of put away, right? So in this demonstration, I am going to stop my feet as Clint makes contact with the ball. Let's see how that one goes. Right? So it's a little bit better. But I'm still slightly late. As I'm making contact with that next ball, I don't feel stable and I don't feel ready to be able to hit a good quality shot, okay? So in this demonstration, I'm going to hit this ball and I'm gonna stop my feet right before Clint makes contact. Regardless of where I am on the court, I'm going to stop before he makes contact with this ball. Okay, let's see how that works out. And so now, in this scenario, maybe it takes me 4 shots, right, before I get to the kitchen line. But now, I'm able to get to the kitchen line and I'm not automatically on defense. Whereas before, it's like I'm scrambling trying to get to that ball because I'm not stable, I don't have enough time, and I can barely see the ball as I'm moving through the court. So making sure that you stop your feet before your opponent makes contact with that 4th ball is key. And remember, it's not a bad thing if you're getting to the kitchen in 4 drops. The bad part is if you're trying to get there in 1 drop, and then you're at the kitchen line and you're scrambling and you're on defense. What's the point of that, right? You would rather get to the kitchen line and be in an offensive position or be in a position that's at least neutral, right? So making sure that you stop your feet on your way up is a great way to do that.